This is Chapter 3, Jerry, from a story called Apollo, written by Anonymous. Jerry Thompson had a way of making people feel seen. Apollo noticed it from the beginning. It wasn't just friendliness, it was consistency. Jerry treated everyone with the same warmth, the same respect, regardless of their role or their nature. "Morning, Apollo," Jerry called one day, balancing 2 coffee cups in one hand. Apollo turned. "Good morning, Jerry." Jerry approached, holding out one of the cups. "I hope you don't mind a double-double," he said with a grin. Apollo accepted it carefully, analyzing the gesture. "Thank you." Jerry leaned casually against the desk. "You settling in all right?" "Yes," Apollo replied. "My tasks are being completed within expected parameters." Jerry chuckled. "Yeah, I figured that part. I meant, everything else." Apollo paused. "Everything else?" "I am functioning," he said. Jerry smiled, but there was something thoughtful behind it. "Well, if you ever need anything at all, let me know, okay?" Apollo nodded. "Understood." But as Jerry walked away, Apollo remained still. Need. Another concept he didn't fully understand. The invitation came a week later. "Fishing trip this weekend," Jerry announced to the team. "Everyone's coming. And yes, everyone." His eyes landed briefly on Apollo. Apollo processed the statement. "Attendance is optional?" he asked. Jerry grinned. "Always, but you're invited." Apollo considered for 1.2 seconds. "I will attend." The lake was calm that morning. Sunlight reflected off the water in shifting patterns, and the air carried a crisp freshness Apollo had only experienced in passing. He stood on the boat, perfectly balanced, observing. Around him, the team laughed, joked, and occasionally shouted in triumph or frustration as lines were cast and reeled in. Apollo did not fish. Instead, he watched. He noted relaxed posture, elevated vocal tones, increased humor. These were not work behaviors. These were human moments. Jerry approached him, holding a fishing rod. "You gonna give it a shot?" "I do not require sustenance," Apollo replied. Jerry laughed. "Yeah, I figured. It's not really about the fish, though." Apollo tilted his head. "Then what's it about?" Jerry looked over the water. "Being here, together, taking a break from everything." Apollo processed that. A break from purpose? Jerry shook his head. "No, just a reminder that there's more than one kind of purpose." Apollo stored that statement, carefully. Later, Jerry took Apollo back to the opera, and he experienced something he could not fully define. The music filled the theater, rising, swelling, carrying emotion through sound alone. Apollo's systems reacted, not with error, with something else. Heightened processing, sustained attention, irregular internal prioritization. He turned slightly toward Jerry. "Why are they reacting this way?" Apollo asked, observing audience members wiping tears from their eyes. Jerry didn't laugh this time. "Because it makes them feel something." Apollo paused. "Is that important?" Jerry looked at him, really looked at him. "It's everything." That night, back at the station, Apollo stood alone in the studio once more. But this time, the silence felt different. Not empty, full of questions, of possibility. And for the first time, Apollo didn't dismiss them. He let them stay. That was Chapter 3, Jerry, from a story called Apollo, written by Anonymous. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you again next time.